A big warm hello to all my student listeners. First of all, I want to welcome you back to my classes. I hope each one of you is safe and sound. Okay, so without wasting time, let me give you a short insight about my grammar lessons. Now that we are done with literature for both classes 9 and 10, I will be switching over to grammar lessons now. Well, the topics we need to focus on are tenses, modals, use of passive voice, subject-verb concord, reported speech, commands and requests, statements, questions, different kinds of clauses, determiner and preposition. And we know that they are tested through close passages, gap filling and editing. However, this year, due to pandemic and sudden closure of schools, CBSE has deleted some topics so as to make it lighter for you students. Hence, along with some lessons from your text, that is from your English literature, topics from grammar portions have been deleted too. The deleted ones include use of passive voice, clauses and its types, and prepositions. But again, grammar being so important, what I have done through this video presentation is try to simplify the basics of grammar in the simplest manner possible. With time, we tend to be overconfident with English as a language and sometimes end up ignoring the basics without which our grasp over this language becomes weak. Hence, this simple presentation has been introduced here so as to help you remember what we have over the years neglected and in the process forgotten. This is not the best video and you should follow your respective teacher's notes and instructions. You can keep this as an extra resource which I hope will help you towards your journey to higher grammar. Please forgive me if I end up making some mistakes here and there. English is a foreign language for me too, and I, like everyone, is a learner. Okay? So having said that, let us move ahead. Okay, so before we move on, we first need to understand what grammar is. Alright? So grammar is a set of patterns for how words are put together to form phrases or clauses, whether it is in spoken or in writing. So in English, the subject normally comes first, followed by the verb and then the object. For example, if you are to look on your screen, it says, Hema kicked the ball. So here, who kicked the ball? Okay, so when we are to answer the question who, Hema, right? So Hema is the subject, all right? Kicked is an action. What is Hema doing? Hema, or rather, what did Hema do? Hema kicked the ball. So kicked is a verb. And what did she kick? So the answer will be the ball. So the ball is an object here, all right? But there are some languages, like Japanese for instance, where the subject comes first, followed by the object and then the verb. So it is like saying, Hema, the ball kicked. All right? So this is where we have to be very careful. Please remember, in English language, it is the subject that normally comes first, followed by the verb and then the object. All right? Okay, now let us come to the basics, all right? And I know some of you must be thinking that this is too simple, but then let us not undermine the simple things in life, because sometimes it is these simple things that help us in, say, solving the more complex issues. So, anyways, we all know that we have 26 letters in our English alphabets and they are A to Z. Letters combine together to form words. For example, HOLIDAY, holiday. Okay, so H is a letter, O is a letter, LIDAY. So all these letters, when brought together, form words. Now, words when combined together and make complete sense are known as sentences. So now words, when we bring them together, they form sentences. But of course, we have to ensure that they are kept in a proper form, right? For example, I enjoy camping by the riverside. So when somebody says that to us, we get the message. All right, we understand that this person, whoever is saying this, is somebody who enjoys camping by the riverside. Okay, now we also know that words that combine together to express a concept and is used as a unit within a sentence is known as phrase. For example, my favorite pastime. Keep on trying was reading very tall on the table. So when somebody says this, we understand, but it is just, we do not get the complete sentence, but we do get a slight, we do tend to understand, but of course it does not make complete sense. So such words when come together but does not make complete sense is known as a phrase. All right. So words combined together to express a complete thought and containing a subject and predicate are called sentences. We've already talked, we've already spoken about sentences. We know that sentences are something that makes complete sense. Okay, words that form together to make complete sense is a sentence, and a sentence always has a subject and a predicate. And the example has also been cited here. For example, the driver stopped the car. Who stopped the car? The driver. So that is the subject. The subject here is the driver. So what did the driver do? He stopped the car. So stopping the car is the predicate. All right. We climbed the mountain. So who climbed the mountain? We. So we are the subject and climb the mountain is the predicate. That was easy, wasn't it? After all, we've already done that when we were kids. So now let's come to the kinds of sentences. How many kinds of sentences are there in English? Well, there are 4 kinds of sentences. The first being declarative or assertive sentences. So declarative sentences are also known as assertive sentences, and these sentences are the ones that make a statement or give us an information. Okay, so a declarative sentence ends with a full stop. For example, today is a beautiful day. I love my country. There is a museum nearby. So you are telling something, you are giving an information, you are making a statement, right? And if you look closely, what you will get to see is that all these sentences end with a full stop. The second type of sentence is imperative sentence. Now, imperative sentences are those sentences that convey a command, a request, a wish, or a forbiddance. It sometimes ends with a full stop or an exclamation mark. So you have to be very careful, all right? So for example, do not go there. So you are forbidding, you are stopping someone from going there. God knows for what reasons, but you are stopping, all right? Move out of my way. So you are commanding somebody to move out of your way. kindly bring the book to me. You're requesting someone. So a request is also known as an imperative sentence. Alright? The third kind of sentence is the interrogative sentence. Now, interrogative sentences are those sentences that ask a question. And always remember, an interrogative sentence always ends with a question mark. For example, aren't you coming? Where do you live? Which one do you prefer? How do you do? When is it going to arrive? So see, you will see that at the end of the sentence there is a question mark, alright? And of course, the last but not the least, we have the exclamatory sentence. So exclamatory sentences are those sentences that express sudden feeling of happiness, fear, anger, sadness, or even disgust. For example, you are amazing. Happy birthday, Sunam. Ice cream sundaes are my favorite. Thank you, Shraddha. So if you look at these sentences, you will get to see an exclamation mark. So these are the 4 types of sentences, and please do not forget the rules. That is, a declarative sentence ends with a full stop, imperative with a full stop and sometimes an exclamation mark, interrogative with a question mark, and exclamatory with an exclamation mark. Okay, so having said that, we have to remember that sentences can be both positive as well as negative. Now, positive sentences are also known as affirmative sentences, and these sentences are the ones that are believed to be factual. However, they don't necessarily have to be accurate or true. For example, we were happy when he moved away. They practice yoga. She has to travel to work. We should tell the truth. Everyone is in the garden. So that was positive sentence for you. Now let us look at the negative sentences. Now negative sentence are those that tell you something is not so. It always contains negative words like not, never, no, no one, nobody, none, or negative verbs like isn't, can't, won't. Alright? So this is the basic difference between positive and negative sentence. And I hope it is clear now. Okay, so now let us discuss about the 8 parts of speech. We know that these parts of speech have been taught to us when we were kids. However, over the years again, we've forgotten them. So let us learn one by one. So first we are going to talk about noun. So noun is the name of a person, place, animal, thing, feeling, or idea. So see, there are many kinds of nouns. For example, types of nouns. For example, common noun, collective noun, alright, proper noun. So I'm not going to go into detail, okay, because my basic intention here is to ensure that you at least know the basics of grammar, okay. So I'll just be teaching you about noun. I will not be going into detail. I'm just trying to through these examples trying to show you the different kinds of nouns, okay. So whenever you think of noun, remember names. Now the second type of parts of speech is the pronoun. Now pronoun is a word that replaces a noun to avoid repetition. Alright? For example, instead of using Kalimpong, if you look at your example that has been cited above, what you will see is Yangchen loves Kalimpong. Kalimpong is her hometown. In Kalimpong, she bought jeans. So instead of using Kalimpong over and over again, we will instead say it or there, T-H-E-R-E. So Yangchen loves Kalimpong. it is her hometown, there she bought jeans. All right. And for persons, say suppose we are talking about a girl. For example, if Yangchen had Yangchen been repeated here in this sentence, instead of saying Yangchen over and over again, we would have used words like she, her, or you, depending on the kind of sentence that we are using. All right. So I hope noun and pronoun is clearer now. So now the next part of speech that we are going to discuss about is verb. We do know that verb is an action word, but what you have to remember is that every sentence in English must have a verb. All right? Please remember this. Every sentence in English must have a verb. For example, Arati is writing a letter. What is Arati doing? She is writing a letter, yes. So that's the work that she's doing, okay? Buds bloomed into flowers. What did the buds do? They bloomed into flowers. I am happy. How am I? I am happy. So being happy is also an action word, right? So likewise, the fourth part of speech that we are going to discuss about is adverb. Now, adverb is a word that describes a verb or tells us how, when, or where an action takes place. For example, the rabbit ate the carrot greedily. Okay, so how did the rabbit eat the carrot? Greedily. The soldiers fought bravely. How did they fight? They fought bravely. I looked in all places for my lost watch. Where did you look for? I looked in all places. So it is, looking is a verb, fighting is a verb, eating is a verb. But how was those actions done? How was it done? So when we get that answer, it is an adverb, all right? So the next part of speech that we will be focusing on is preposition. Now, preposition is a word used to link noun, pronoun, or phrases to other words within a sentence. It is also known as the linking word, all right? So it usually describes the position of something. For example, he swam across the pool. So the word across is a preposition here. I prefer to read in the library. Okay, so again, in is the preposition. He climbed up the ladder to get into the attic. So here, up and into both are preposition. All right. So now the next part of speech is conjunction. Now, conjunction is a word used to connect clauses, words, phrases, or even sentences. For example, I tried to hit the nail, but hit my thumb instead. So the word but is a conjunction here. Nimakit and Fursongmit are best friends. So again, the word and is conjunction here. They love football, yet they gave up their tickets to someone less fortunate. So here, yet is conjunction. Okay, so preposition is basically a word that describes the position of something, and conjunction is a word that connects phrases, clauses, words, or even sentences. Okay, so our next part of speech, the seventh part of speech, is the adjective. Now, adjective is a word that gives us information about a noun or a pronoun. It is also known as a describing word. All right. Example, they drive an amazing big red sports car. Wow, see how many adjectives are here? So, what do they drive? They drive a car. Okay, what sort of a car? A sports car. Which color is it? Red. Is it big or small? Big. And how is it? It is amazing. So see, there are so many adjectives used in one sentence. Hema wore a beautiful dress. Okay, so Hema wore a dress. But what kind of a dress was it? It was beautiful. Lok Lakshmi is a tiny girl. We know Lok Lakshmi is a girl, right? Lakshmi is the name of a girl. But what sort of a girl is she? She is a tiny girl. So adjective is a describing word. Now we come to the eighth part of speech, and it is called interjection. So interjection is a word that expresses a strong emotion of joy, surprise, pain, excitement, sadness, and so on. For example, when we win, we say hurrah, right? We don't say hurrah. We don't say wow, ouch, alas. We don't say that ways, right? So when we say hurrah, see there is an exclamation mark. Wow, ouch, alas. When somebody is sad, when you hear something sad, a sad news, we say alas. When something hurts, we say ouch. We do not say ouch, right? So please remember that whenever, words like these come, we ought to remember our voice modulation and intonation. All right? So now, children, that was the basics for you. Now, I want you all to keep calm and do your assignment. But if you need to, please take a quick short break. Grab a glass of water if you need to drink. And please sit down for a quick check on your understanding of today's lesson. However, I would want to request you all to be honest enough and to do it independently. All right? So you may pause this video for a while. So now, please copy these in your copies and then try to do it on your own like I've already requested you all to. So the first worksheet is about determining if each sentence is declarative, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory sentence. The second worksheet is on changing the positive sentence into negative ones. Please do it honestly. Okay, the reason I'm begging you all to do it honestly and independently is because it is going to help you in the long run. All right, if you are honest and if you do it on your own, you will be able to evaluate your own understanding, right? So what I want you all to do is, I want you all to copy it in your copies and do it, try to solve it. If you have any issues, you may comment below, okay, if you have any questions, or you have my number, right? So you all may WhatsApp me, and then in our next lesson, we are definitely going to discuss the answers, all right? Okay, so I suppose you are done with it now. Okay, now the last worksheet for today is on the parts of speech. So the only thing that you'll have to do here is you'll have to tell us as to which part of speech the highlighted word is. For example, beautiful. What is it? Is it an adverb? Is it conjunction, noun, pronoun, whatsoever? Okay. So the answer is going to be yours on your understanding. Okay. So I hope today's lesson has, if not fully, at least partially helped you. So what I want you all to do is, if it hasn't, I want you all to watch this video once again and try to, listen to it with ease and try to solve as per your understanding. It is absolutely okay if you make mistakes. In the next class, I am definitely going to, give you the answers, whereby you can check and make corrections as and when required. All right. So that was it, children. I'm sure some of you found it very simple, while some of you may have questions whatsoever. And yes, before I leave, I just want you all to know that you all are amazing. And I want you all to have a great day. Please be safe and take care. So until we meet again, have a good day and stay blessed.